MLB All-Star Game is today. Today we watch the best players in baseball come together to play against each other and decide, well, not really who's best, right? That's going to happen at the end of the year when we get the MVP trophy, and there's one for each league, so we're going to have two MVPs at the end of the year. We're going to talk about American League right now, and I'll pause the video and add NL after. American League. These are all the All-Stars from the American League as far as batting goes. We're going to go ahead and rank them and say which of these guys are most likely to win the MVP award, because usually, and I say usually, it hasn't happened since 2007 that the MVP award winner was not an All-Star. That was Jimmy Rollins in 2007. Probably one of these guys, one of these faces you're looking at, going to be the 2022 American League MVP. Let's talk about who that probably is. We have a very complex tier list here. You can see MVP favorite, contender, dark horse, not an MVP, and actually sucks LOL. Actually sucks LOL may upset some people. We'll see. We'll see when we get there. Starting off with Alejandro Kirk. Alejandro Kirk is just not MVP. He's had a great season as a catcher. Obviously, catching is a position where you don't often have a guy that's going to be MVP caliber. I think the last one that we saw was Salvador Perez had a really, really good year last year. In a couple years, but I think Buster Posey was probably the last catcher we saw be that good. So Alejandro Kirk, he's just not an MVP, and that's fine. Vlad Guerrero, gonna put him in dark horse. I don't think that he's a contender at this moment. All he has to do is heat up, though. You know what? Probably gotta put him in a contender. I think that he just needs to really heat up. And if he does, I think he's going to be... I mean, he was the runner-up last year. People love him. And, yeah, he's good. He's good at baseball. I don't know what else to say, for most of these guys. Jose Altuve is just not an MVP this year. Good, consistently good, despite scandals, everything. Jokes aside, he's an all-star, but not an MVP in my mind. I think a man that has a much better shot at being an MVP would be Rafael Devers, who I am going to go ahead and put in contender. I think that he really could compete, especially if Boston stays hot. I think he could compete and continue to lead that team. I think very similar situation to Vlad Guerrero there, where they could really lead their team to the promised land. And they are in the same division, and they will be seeing each other. So, added layer of interestingness there. Tim Anderson, not an MVP. We're starting with the starters, which, probably going to be one of these guys. Tim Anderson, fantastic in many aspects of his game, just not an MVP, though, similar to Jose Altuve. Aaron Judge. He's one of my MVP favorites. I would say that out of anybody else in the American League, I think Aaron Judge has the best shot right now of winning it. Obviously, the Yankees get a lot of votes always, but Judge has been having a great season. I think that he obviously needs to keep it up. He needs to not get hurt. I think he's up there. He's going to be an MVP favorite. Mike Trout, going to be a favorite as well. I firmly believe that you can never count Trout out. If he is playing, if he is healthy, doesn't matter what the Angels are doing, he's going to be a favorite. And with talks, rumors, talking about maybe some trade action happening, I don't know. I might have listened to a bad source on that, but I'm just saying, imagine Trout on a team that hits consistently and is winning. Yeah, MVP favorite. I think that's the category he belongs in. Giancarlo Stanton, probably not an MVP, right? Yeah. He's good, obviously. He was one of the guys that just barely beat out George Springer for that last outfield spot. He's been good. He's been having a great season, but not an MVP. Shohei Ohtani, I'm going to put in contender. Now, Shohei Ohtani, if you look at Vegas Insider, he's actually like the number one guy right now, and it's just so hard for me to get behind that when he is batting like 250. And I know batting averages and everything, I'll be the first to tell you that, but I know it counts to the guys who vote for the MVP. I firmly believe that on-base percentage is much more important, and he does have a 350 on-base percentage. He has 20 home runs, 10 stolen bases. He does it all on the field. Pitching, he has a sub 2.5 ERA. I think it's like 2.3. So he's going to be a contender, But I think if Shohei's average starts to dip a little bit, that's really going to hurt him on the batting side. I think he's going to get written off on the batting side if he's batting a 230, 240, 245 even. Because it's not typical for MVPs to bat that low. I remember when Trout won it one year with batting 280. That was like the lowest we'd heard of in years. And the game has definitely changed since then. But I think Ohtani's a contender because of his uniqueness, but I don't think that he is. I kind of want to put him in dark horse because that's how I kind of feel he is, but he has too much hype to be there, so I'm going to put him in contender. Miguel Cabrera, he got in on a legacy selection. He's just not an MVP. He's actually been having a fantastic season. He's been killing the ball. Okay, let me be clear. I have no idea what his average is, but I have seen that he had a lot of home runs. Let's see. No. Oh, he only has 3 home runs. Okay. Well, he's batting 290, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, this is Miggy's last season. He's already said he's just not an MVP this season, but he's an all-star, and he's been having a good one at that. Jose Trevino, the only backup catcher on the American League roster. He's batting 255, on-base percentage of 300. Should I put him in actually sucks? He has 7 home runs. I don't know. Somebody let me know, honestly. I don't know why Trevino's in the All-Star game. Does he have stellar defense? Are American League catchers just dog water right now? Like, let me know. Why is Trevino in the All-Star game? Actually sucks. Maybe he doesn't suck, but yeah, I honestly don't know why he's there. Maybe somebody got hurt. Luis Reyes up next. Luis Reyes has been having an unreal season, and I'm going to put him in dark horse for MVP. I don't know what the betting odds are on him or anything like that, and I don't really care because the man is batting 343. That's right, 3, not 2. 343 with a 417 on-base percentage. He only has 4 home runs. Unfortunately, 29 RBIs. I believe he leads off for the Twins. Does have 51 runs, which is nice. But man, that average, if good things can happen around him, that average is great. Unfortunately, though, his on-base plus slugging is only 861, which is a good number, but with his average so high, he doesn't hit for power as much. But I believe he's still young, right? Yeah, he's 25. So yeah, he has some time to grow for sure. I think he's a dark horse. Not going to say he's just flat out not an MVP. Andres Jimenez is not, though. Similar situation to Luis Arias, where he's really broken out this year. Somebody's at my door. This is my live reaction of my new computer arriving. Actually, parts from a new computer. I have to put it together. I'm going to do that after this video. If you're listening to this, then yeah, that happened, and I'm on a new computer now. So, cool. Let's finish this up so I can do that. Where were we? Yeah, Andres Jimenez. He's been having a great season, MVP caliber. Love that he got the selection. Not as a starter, as a backup, but still. All-star selection there. Love that, but he's not an MVP. Jose Ramirez could be a contender. Ramirez could be a contender here. I talked about this a little bit in the home run derby video yesterday, where he's just always quietly good, right? And because he's on the Guardians, he doesn't get as much fanfare because he doesn't get paid as much. I have no idea how he hasn't been traded yet. But yeah, I mean, I'd say he's a solid contender. I'd say he's similar situation with less fanfare to Devers and Vlad. He's a little older too. I think he's like 31. Next up, who do we have here? Xander Bogaerts. Just not an MVP, probably, right? Yeah. I have the odds up on the side, but as you guys can tell, I'm not going strictly off of them. Otherwise, Shohei would be my favorite. Yeah. Corey Seager. How is Seager doing this year? I know he has 21 home runs, which is great for him. He's only batting 246 though. I don't think he's going to be winning the MVP with that. So yeah, I'm going to say not an MVP, but good season, all-star, all that. How's Buxton doing? So yeah, with the starters, I kind of knew their stats off the top of my head, but I'm not even going to lie to you guys, I don't know. Buxton has 23 home runs. That's actually awesome. I would love to see him in the home run derby, but he's not, and he's not going to be an MVP either. But great season, all-star, all that. Kyle Tucker. I would love for Kyle Tucker to be a dark horse, but I don't think he's been playing well enough. .256, nice. 17 home runs, 15 stolen bases. He's doing it all out there. I don't think it's going to be enough to get him the MVP spot, but, you know, pretty good. George Springer, not an MVP. Lost out the starting spot to Giancarlo Stanton, also in this category. Yeah, he's been having a great season, but not going to make the cut. Andrew Benintendi. Let me just pull up pages for everybody. Benintendi, Julio Rodriguez, Yordan Alvarez, and JD Martinez are our last four guys. Starting with Benintendi here, he is still batting .317, but only 3 home runs and 322 at-bats. Not going to be winning an award for that, but a very good year for who I assume he's their leadoff batter for the Royals. Julio Rodriguez, since bursting onto the scene, he has 15 home runs, 21 stolen bases. He's batting .273. I got to put him in dark horse because if he just stays hot, he keeps getting hot. Right now, he's a favorite for Rookie of the Year. So out of respect for that, going to put him in that dark horse category, but don't think he's really a favorite at this point, and that's okay. That's okay. The kid is 21. He's got some time. Yordan Alvarez, I'm putting him in MVP favorite. So these are my top 3 for the American League. We got Aaron Judge, Mike Trout, and Yordan Alvarez. Yordan is batting .306 with a 405 on base percentage. He has 26 home runs. He has 60 RBIs. He has over a 1 OPS. Yeah, I saw some people saying Yordan should have been the starter at DH over Ohtani, and I love Ohtani, but I hate the Astros. But I agree. Alvarez is having a fantastic year. I don't know the last time a DH won. I mean, Ohtani did last year, but he's unique with the pitching. I don't know the last time a straight-up DH won the MVP. So there may be something to that of, oh, well, both Judge and Trout add to it with their fielding. Alvarez doesn't, but I don't know. With every team in the league having a DH now, it should probably be more acceptable for a guy to strictly be a DH. Speaking of DHs, we also have JD Martinez here, who is having a great season. Similar stats to Yordan. He just has a lot less home runs. He only had 9 home runs this year, which is concerningly low for JD Martinez. I'm not sure what's going on there. He's at 307 at bats. I guess he's 34, but he's still hitting for average, which is awesome. So yeah, guys, this is the American League All-Star. I'm going to go ahead and pause this video. Might add the National League, might make it a second video. You'll find out in a sec, or you can probably look how long this video is to find out. I'm going to go check out that computer that I just got, and I'll be back to either finish this video or the next one in a sec. Yeah, so I'm gonna add the National League here, and then we will continue. All right, awkward cut there, but we got them. Here are our National League starters. We have we have Wilson Contreras starting for the National League. Contreras has been having a great season behind the plate, batting .260 with 13 home runs, but his on-base percentage .373, really, really good. Not going to be an MVP with those stats, though, and that's going to be the case with a lot of our National League guys, just like the American League. Some of these stats you're just not going to be an MVP with, and that's fine. You know, they're all-stars, and that's obviously incredibly commendable, yada, yada. Goldschmidt, .331, 20 home runs, over a 4 on-base percentage. Yeah, he's an MVP favorite. I think he is the favorite right now on Vegas odds, or Vegas Insider. Yeah, he's going to be an MVP favorite in the National League for sure, which is crazy because he's like 34 now. So that's pretty cool. Next we have Jazz Chisholm Jr., 24 years old, been showing out for the Marlins. Not going to be an MVP at this point, but hey, they have a lot of good stuff going down there in Florida in the coming years. Manny Machado just beating out, so third base race really tight between Machado and Arenado. Machado ended up beating him out, and that's good because Machado is an MVP favorite. Goldie is much more of a favorite for me, so we'll see how this. We may have to put Machado down here because I think Machado is going to contend. He's batting over 300 with 15 home runs, but he just is doing less than Goldie. Goldie's doing much more in the other positions. Of course, Machado, absolutely stellar third base fielder as well. Goldie, not a slouch at first, but it's first base. Yeah. So Manny Machado there. Also, I just saw the City Connect jerseys for San Diego. I need to do a City Connect jersey tier list. I'm seeing that on the on the Padres website that I'm on right now. They look crazy. Anyway, Trey Turner. I like Trey Turner. I think he's a contender for the MVP because he's Trey Turner and he's awesome. 17 stolen bases, 12 home runs, 300 average, 350 on base percentage. Yeah, he's doing it all. He's definitely not a shoe-in or anything like that. Like I said, I think that's going to more be Goldie. But I do think he could contend, and I don't think it'd be too crazy to see him contend. Ronald Acuna. Acuna, I just don't think is going to be there this year due to the injury. I mean, you could always have him just go off. I guess he does have over 200 at-bats. Yeah, probably just not an MVP this year. His season was cut short due to injury, but it's not like he's batting 350 right now or anything crazy. Gonna say not an MVP this year. Jock Peterson, same thing. Having a good season, a career season. Has he been an MVP or an All-Star before? I'm not sure. But yeah, not an MVP. Mookie Betts going to be a contender for the MVP, I'd say. He's only batting 270 right now, and if he can pull that up, I could see him doing more here. But I'm going to leave all three of these guys down here in contender because I think Goldie has a big lead on the National League right now. We'll see if we can add anybody else to that. Bryce Harper. What is the nature of Bryce Harper's injury? Because he's not starting in the All-Star game. He's on the 10-day DL. So my question is, when is he coming back? Let's Google this. When is Bryce Harper coming back? Oh, he said, oh, I'll be back. Yeah, I think Harper could be a dark horse for the MVP. He's not that highly ranked right now. And he's batting DH, so you don't have the fielding in there. But he's batting .318. He has a .385 on base percentage, 15 home runs, 9 steals, 50 RBIs, 50 runs. Almost a 1 on base plus slugging. Yeah, I'm going to say Harper's a dark horse here. If he comes back from injury hot, watch out. Albert Pujols. Okay, obviously Albert Pujols doesn't suck like in general in his career, but it is time for him to retire, and he is retiring this year. He got into the All-Star game as a legacy selection. He absolutely deserves that. But this year, I mean, he sucks, right? Like anybody, he has a 214 average. He doesn't play every day. It's fine. It doesn't affect what I think about the rest of his career, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put him down there for this video and for that. Travis d'Arnaud, not going to be MVP, just, yeah. Pete Alonso, back up at first, and the only thing that's keeping Pete Alonso from starting in the All-Star game is Goldschmidt. I'm going to put him in contender tier. I don't know which of these four guys has more of a chance. Maybe we put Trey down in dark horse here. Yeah, Vegas Insider has Manny Machado as the second option here, but with Manny only batting, I guess he's batting .307. 93 hits is great. I'm going to leave these guys here in contender. Let me know, does Goldie have this much of a lead on the MVP? Should that be lower? What do you guys think? This, I think, is going to be the main thing we're going to see shake out. American League, I think it's a three-way race. Potentially some more guys getting in there. Yeah, National League, I think that we are chasing Goldschmidt, very much so, with some dark horses on both sides. Let's go ahead and wrap this up, guys. Most of these guys will be going in non-MVP. CJ Cron, Jeff McNeil. Nolan Arenado is having a great season, so let's just check his stats quick. Batting almost 300, 18 home runs. I mean, you got to watch out for that. Let's go ahead and toss him into dark horse. He was competing with Manny Machado for the starting spot. So, yeah, those are great stats. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and put him there. Dansby Swanson also quietly really going off this season. At least quietly from what I've heard. I'd say he's officially in his prime at 28. Feels like he's been around forever. But he's batting almost 300, 350 on base percentage with 15 home runs and over 100 hits this year. Yeah, I think he could be a dark horse. He's not really my favorite or anything like that, but I definitely think he's more likely to win the MVP than anybody in the not an MVP tier below him, right? So anybody in the yellow tier, I don't think they have a chance over Dansby. Another guy that could be a dark horse just if he hits 60 home runs is Kyle Schwarber. Now, Schwarber's only batting 213. I know what I said earlier about average with Ohtani, but he has 28 home runs. So if he hits 60, I think there's a case. I don't think he's going to win, but somebody will try to make a case if he hits 60 home runs. So I'm going to say dark horse just for that, I guess. I think he's actually fairly high. I don't know if he's actually like a dark horse, but whatever. Who do we have after him? Starling Marte, batting almost 309 home runs. Good season. Good season. He's 33. Doesn't look it, doesn't play like it. Ian Happ, somehow only 27. I thought this man was a lot older. Great to see him as an all-star. I used to have him on my fantasy team, and I traded him away. Juan Soto, only batting 250 right now. I'm going to say this year is not going to be an all-star or a MVP year for him, but an all-star year for sure. 20 home runs, 900 on base plus slugging. The man just doesn't know how to not get on base with 400 on base percentage. Unreal. I don't think he's going to be in the MVP conversation, but yeah. Should we put him in dark horse just for the 400 on base percentage? How can you say no to that? I'm going to put him there. This is my tier list. And then we got two more guys here. We have William Contreras, who will actually be starting the All-Star game because Bryce Harper is hurt. I don't think he's an MVP, though. And then we have Garrett Cooper from the Marlins. And yeah, been quietly having a pretty good season at DH. So not MVP, though, but good season. All-Star, deserve it. That's it, guys. That's the tier list. These are all of the batters in the MLB All-Star game. Gonna do a tier list for pitchers, too. Watch out for that. This is the one for batters. This is who I think is going to win the MVP. We'll have fun looking back on this in a couple months and seeing if I was completely full of crap or not. If you've made it this far, guys, thank you for watching. And this has been the guy who makes random tier lists, and I'm signing out.